Okay, so this is third video of me trying to make myself more articulate. Today's in this video, I'm not using any script, and I doesn't memorize anything, so it just totally random, and I'm trying to push myself abs- to let the word to go out from my mind. So today's our topic of an athletic build and a gym build. So uh, right now we can see in social media, more men are trying to get more active on their body. So that's very good, but we can take it on three sector of of the in this fitness thing. So the first one, we got the one that is totally gym based, where they they use and I think we call it isolation movement, where uh, maybe mostly of it you sit and you do the exercise that target a specific muscle. So for example, you sit and you do cable throw, so that just target your back, or you sit and then you use a dumbbell to do a dumbbell curls. It's target your bicep, and that's good. That's grow the muscle, but and that's good, that's no but that is very good. And uh but yes, they get one, but where they need to they when they are get too big. For example, we can see like a bodybuilder, their movement is kind of limited because their exercise is totally target on specific muscle. Sometimes it can target two or two muscle or more, I think, but it it's isolation. So when you overdo on specific muscle point, and it gets too big. Sometimes it's not that big, but it doesn't really really match your body right now. I give an example. Maybe your bicep is too big. It doesn't match perfectly with your uh, body, your forearm. That's your forearm. So you can get sometimes you can get like, I don't know, I don't get the word. All right, we just move on. Fitness, and on second level, where we got an athletic. So athletic, they do more cardio and they do less weight. Maybe if they do weight, but on very low weight to make sure they can uh, get more reps. So that's the difference between that two. uh, the one isolation group, they are kinda low on movement, so overall we can say they low on cardio. Yeah, they low on cardio. And the second one, they low on weight. I just said weight. And the problem with the second one is their cardio is a lot, so that's good for their heart blood flow. But you will get the body whereas your muscle mass is not rightfully proportioned into your body. Your easy to say the muscle is enough. So, but sometimes they have they has less muscle, but sometimes they has different muscle where it called I don't remember the thing, but it's like a fiber in your in your muscle, whereas uh, an athletic, they usually get a more dense of muscle rather than the gym guy. So they has the strength but just not the look. And that is where it comes to third fitness, where we call, I just make things up. You can actually take this as an advice, but I call it combat sport. Whereas combat sport, usually you will has the body of a gym build, but you also has the ability to do the cardio as much. Not it's not called cardio. It's called like stamina. You have the stamina almost like the one, the other one, the second one, where we can see in a combat sport like boxing or wrestling, where they has a good body with a good muscle mass, but they also get a better fitness level than a gym guy, than a bodybuilder. Some people call this a hybrid athlete, where they combine their fitness program, they their their training is, they do both. And on my perspective, this is the best because they do the weight and they also do the cardio with an intensity. They do not do, maybe they are not do as much weight as the gym guy, and they are not do the fitness level of their cardio like a second one, the athletic. But they has just the right proportion, muscle proportion to their body, and they also has the great fitness level. And I think this is the best point of being a man. uh, it, I think of this because uh, I think for five 5 years ago or 4 years ago, I'm uh, I'm a fat kid, and then I really want to get fit, so I just do all this cardio, all this um, anything that miss weight that make me really tired. So I go into the we call it uh, we call it skinny fat. We call it skinny fat, whereas you are you look very skinny when you wear a shirt, and but you look very sloppy. So I just say fat when you open your your shirt, so it doesn't feel good. I'm not. I'm stay kind of long in that position. I think like a year. I train it like that because at that point I just want to get fit, to get skinny as fast as possible because I just want it. So that's what I get. I get sloppy looking skinny kid. So after a year or a year and a half, I start to play a gym, and then uh, I play a gym, but I train the isolation one where uh, at this machine I just play with a tempo, and then I do like 8 or 12 reps to 12 reps, then I rest, and then I do again and again. So there's when my body kind of changed, my posture kind of changed, my 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 structure. I, I don't I don't know what to call it. Like your how you standing start to see different. So that's when I start to change, and then after almost a year, I get really serious on that. I eat right, and then I consume the supplement, the protein, creatine, and also that good. I start to see a result, and people also uh, see my result, whereas they say like I'm looking kind of a little bit different. I'm not that much different, but we see the progress. So the progress is there, and then I stay there like 4 months, and then I get really big. Not that big, but for comparison, my shirt almost, I think 70, 60 to 70% of my shirt is not fit anymore. It just I can wear it, but it just really fit. So uh, and I don't like that uh, position that much because I doesn't has the intensity, the cardio. I doesn't has the stamina. Whereas I will get really tired even after 20 steps of stairs. So because here the my fault is I rarely do cardio in that phase. Like I think once a month I think I do it. So it's not I don't like my position at that phase, but it got me as a result. And then uh, few weeks before, a few weeks, like 3 weeks before this, I'm start to, and not 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 months before I start to train myself like an, we call it hybrid athlete, whereas I just see this wrestling athlete where they has a good physique and at the same time their their training is very intense. So I think I want to try that, not not specifically to train for being a wrestler, but to do the training almost identical to what they are trained. And I also like boxing, and I think they are how they train. Like I also adapt to my schedule of training. So I kind of like that position until now. I still do them, whereas I combine the weight and the cardio. I combine both, and sometimes has a day where I focus totally on cardio, but it just one or twice a week, like playing a jump rope or go for a hike to get that heartbeat, the flow, blood flow good, and then and has the day where I focus on weight, and has and I have a day where I combine both of that. You can see at TikTok or Google's where or Instagram they are training like a boxer or a wrestler. They're training like that is very intense. I don't really follow what they are training, but I I I use the same concept where you need to be fast, you need to be tired, and then you need to be put away. So you can you imagine that. For example, I give an example for what training I specifically do. For example, I do uh, uh, what we call leg squat. I do squat with a weight. I hold a weight. Doesn't matter like I'm wearing a really heavy bag or hold a dumbbell, and then I do a jump, a little jump to get that intense. You got me. So I think that is the best way for me at this time as a boy where I'm first fat, then skinny fat, then that bulky gym, and then right now I think I will stick to work out like a, we call it hybrid athlete. So I think that's the best method, but it really tired. But and also you need to keep your food right. So I think that's all. Almost 30 minutes. I know there's not much what I say, but because I doesn't get the words, I will improve time by time. Maybe I need to read the book more to get the vocabulary, to get a specific word. what I'm trying to say. So I think that's all. Thank you.